Hello, welcome to our curious conversation. Of course, the sun set right here, even with the blinds closed, so I'm full of glitter tonight. My name is 𝐎𝐯𝐞𝐫𝐲𝐬, and I am the founder of Visible Transitions, and that is a photographic process to help you go from overwhelmed to overjoyed, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. You can learn more about Visible Transitions and the process on my website. And disclaimer for the glasses, I hope you're enjoying them. I am currently enduring a traumatic brain injury. Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here. Susan actually has been one of my major advocates the last 8 months during my health crisis, which I used my own tools, Visible Transitions, to help me heal, and it has done wonders. So I'm going to spread the love over to you. And I want to say, let's gather and ditch that overwhelm and dance in conviction and calmness. Let's orchestrate an experience of wonder and curiosity together. To help us remain in our calm parasympathetic state. And that is where the healing takes place and the joy and sovereignty are amplified. Tonight, you're going to learn one of my 3 techniques, 3 keys to feeling more ease and joy, less overwhelm, less stress. I don't have time to teach you all 3, so you are going to learn one of my techniques tonight. So overwhelm to overjoyed, where does overwhelm come from? Overwhelm comes mostly from an internal narrative, the stories that we tell ourselves that conjure up a myriad of emotions, especially when we believe the narratives. And then comes overwhelm, which is one of the emotions that many of us experience. And especially right now, we have the backdrop of Corona apocalypse. Here in Northern California, we have the wildfires. I know there are hurricanes and other natural disasters occurring globally. So it can be easy to go into overwhelm. And yeah, sovereignty, Susan. Overwhelm can come from a lack of self-care, especially now, really important to step on that gas pedal of self-care. Put the self-care in the driver's seat. Overwhelm can come from traumatic events, like I just spoke of the Corona apocalypse and wildfires, natural disasters. There's so many different types of life transitions, even the ones that we deem as positive and joyful, like getting married. I have a client who's getting married in October. Having a baby, my cousin just had a baby. So these things that we deem as positive can also feel overwhelming. And then there's a huge uncertainty for many people. Uncertainty can definitely provoke overwhelm. And so Visible Transitions is a really cool photographic process that can help to deal with the uncertainty whereby you have more joy. So again, curiosity and a smartphone camera, that's all you need right now. And when we're overwhelmed, we are often not present, we're often not focused, we're often not grounded. And when we take photos with intention, which I will get into, we are actually doing a mindfulness meditation. And mindfulness is really helpful, right? When we're aware, when we're grounded, we feel like we're more in control of our lives, although we don't have much control. So I want to talk about one of the 3 keys. Let me tell you the 3 keys first, and you can get the 3 keys in my gift. If you look on my posting here somewhere, I'm offering you a gift. So the three keys are: one is to image our emotions and needs. The second key is to track subtle evidences of progress. That's what I'm going to show you tonight. And the third key is to reduce and dissolve our resistance to what is, and that is the neutrality practice. And all of these keys, they bring you to the same state, the neutral, calm, accepting state, the mindset of it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to condone and accept atrocities, abuse, violence. What it is helping you to get into the moment so that you can calm down, so that you can be present and access your intuition. This is a great way to access intuition. So especially during life transitions, if we're overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, when we do these practices, it'll get you to pause in curiosity and easily access your intuition, your right brain, your creative brain. In the last several months, I think many of us have been required to access creativity in a way that we never have before. And one of them for me are these sunglasses. I usually have my collection here, but I decided not to. So I have a really big collection of sunglasses because I have a sensitivity to screens and light, and spent many months since this past January in bed. My friends, and actually these are still a mystery, whoever bought these for me, but my friends bought me some sunglasses. I bought some myself, and they put a smile on my face. So again, this playful state, playful, curious state, getting us into the parasympathetic nervous state. And this is where the healing is. All right, so let's talk about evidence of progress. Ladies, how many of you stop, pause, and take note of all the badass things you're doing? Even the small steps. How many of you really every day acknowledge the small, the medium, the big steps, however you perceive them, towards being a better version of yourself? Whether it's mental, emotional, physical health, your business, your relationships, your career. How many of you stop and celebrate? So this is what I'm talking about, celebration. Rites of passage are celebrated in many cultures, and at least in my culture of United States of America, celebrating even the small steps is not encouraged so much. And I'm here to encourage you. And yeah, not enough, Susan. I'm here to encourage you to pause in curiosity and celebrate. All right. So have you ever been in a life change and thought, I'm not getting anywhere? Think back to a time you were feeling challenged in a life change. Probably most all of us feel challenged right now in Corona apocalypse. So were you wishing it to be over? Were you wishing this change to be over now? Were you wishing it to be different? Were you seeing no way out of the mess? Me too. So recall a time when you recognized your progress of any goal that you were working towards. Remember how you unexpectedly felt more relaxed and confident and hopeful the moment you saw evidence. So just think back to a time where you felt relaxed and confident and hopeful the moment that you saw evidence of improvement, or maybe just evidence that you are doing the best in this given moment. One subtle step. Even noting the, 2 steps backward is really important. We don't want to get into positive, negative, good, bad. We don't want to get into that dual state. We need duality to live, but we don't need duality in here. So visible transitions put you in that non-dual state where you can look at everything as the same, as the oneness. Now, when you start to relax and feel hopeful, your body's naturally relaxes into that parasympathetic state. Then you feel more energy, more ease and joy on a daily basis. So here are some benefits of tracking subtle steps of progress. Creating a visible and gentle view of current conditions, even if you don't like them. Becoming aware of existing patterns. Really important to become aware of existing patterns. Thank you, Catherine. I love my glasses too. 3, gaining perspective and new ways of thinking about patterns. 4, acknowledging the power of even small changes as indication of progress. 5, help bring misalignments into alignment and build integrity. 6, keep motivation and inspiration to continue towards achieving your goals. And this is not just for goals. This is just to stay present. To stay present. So when we're abiding in the state of curiosity, it's designed to produce a dynamic improvement in the way that we navigate life transitions. And it shows up in physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual aspects of our life, and in a general approach to life, day to day. And when we are changing, we often don't see our movement from here to there until we're 100% there. So I say, let's enjoy the journey, the whole journey, and not be so attached to that 100% being there. Enjoy the journey in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the struggle, the frustration. So again, the goal of evidence of progress, create a visual representation of your shifts as they are taking place. A lot of my clients do this. They love it. They love it. Anytime you can celebrate yourself, it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect for all of us, for the whole world. So you also get to look back and notice the minute shifts that led you up to the dramatic goals and intentions to which you are committed. So it's wonderful to get to look back on these minute shifts. They will remind you for the next time you are in a visible transition, when you're in a difficult change. The technique also helps you to remember what was working for you and what is working for you. Even as the changes seem subtle, you might otherwise miss them. So the way that our mind works, we can easily talk ourselves out of acknowledging our wins and are much more attuned to noticing the problems. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? We can so easily focus on the problems and what is not working, okay? Tracking evidence of progress helps you focus on the little mini wins. Therefore, you celebrate. Celebration means expansion and relaxation and joy and play. It's for the benefit of everybody. Oh, and I want to mention that the brain hates change. So every time you take a picture with intention, you are activating new neurons in the hippocampus. That's the place where we learn. So you turn your hippocampus into a happy campus. You are also, so the more new neurons you activate, the more they take over the old crusty neurons, which is our conditioning. So click away with intention. And you are going to speed and accelerate yourself, not only with joy and ease, but towards your goal faster. Okay, you're also activating serotonin and dopamine, the good feel hormones. Why not? All right. Now, let me show you some examples of evidence of progress. I'll give you a few examples and then I'll show you. So for me, a couple in the last 8 months, most of the time I've been incapacitated in bed, and I've been taking a lot of pictures. So for example, the first time I got to walk on my own without risk of falling, that was pretty epic. So I took pictures of my feet and some selfies and the environment in which I was walking. Let's see, like last year I joined a gym. How many of you have joined a gym or belong to a gym? I know most of the gyms are closed now. And did you oh, my brain. Did you note what you were doing? Did you take out your camera and snap pictures of yourself driving to the gym at 6 a.m.? Did you take pictures of you signing up to be a member of that gym? Did you take pictures of you with your hand on the equipment of that gym? This is what I'm talking about. It's really, really cool. And it gets the people around you excited too. It helps them build confidence along with you and to celebrate with you. Let's see, not this year, but the last 2 years, I spoke at the homeschool conference. So the first time I applied to be a speaker, I took a picture on my screen. I took a picture of my application, and then I was accepted to speak. So I opened up that document and I took a picture of that. It's not, and the pictures aren't just the before and afters. I'm giving you examples of before and afters and from the beginning and through the process, again, through the journey. Right, so I'm really on this focus of health right now. One, because Visible Transitions was born from a 5-year illness about 10 years ago. Two, I'm still in a health, not a health crisis, but I did have a health crisis. I'm coming out of the crisis and I'm still extremely focused on my health. I do have lots of limitations with my brain injury. So I'm going to focus on health right now, and you can use this in any aspect of your life. When you click on the gift link, the 3 keys to more ease and joy in my comments here, you will get all 3 keys and you'll learn how to take pictures of your emotions and needs, tracking progress, and the neutrality practice. It'll give you other examples of tracking progress. So think about what you're working towards, and if you're feeling a struggle. So be honest with yourself. We often have resistance and we don't know. And resistance is 2 parts. It's the aversion. We want to push things away. We want to push the feelings or emotions or the reality away, down. The other part is the attachment. We're attached to things being the way they are or the way they were. So many people want to, get back to normal during Corona apocalypse. That's resistance, wanting to get back to the way that things were, or clinging on to maybe a dissolving relationship. So those are 2 parts to resistance. And Visible Transitions techniques helps you to reduce or lower that resistance. Catherine, sorry, I just caught some notes here. So you just stepped into a challenge. Thanks for your help in noting the small. Yeah, you did. I'm really proud of you and so excited for what's next for you, Catherine. And yeah, I work with Catherine. I just showed her today how to document some subtle steps towards her big commitment she just made. Susan, you started mountain biking, got photos. Awesome. Yes, yeah. You don't need to be a photographer. I happen to be a professional photographer. You don't need to be a photographer. And again, it takes seconds. Don't be picky. Okay. All right. So for any of you who are not feeling well or have been spending a lot of time in bed, and I'm doing old school. If I share my screen, this whole thing will blow out technology wise. Okay. So here is a picture of me. It's a selfie of me. I'm lying in bed so you can see my toes coming out of my blanket. This is a picture of me in bed. I spent a lot of time in bed. So I'm taking a picture of reality. I'm not resisting it. Then when I had enough energy to get out of bed, what did I do? I took a picture of my bed. Yes, it's all messy, or that's a story, right? My bed is unmade, my sheets. I took a picture. I got out of bed. I stood there. I grabbed my phone. I took a picture because guess what my brain is saying? Oh, you're not in the bed. How cool is that? You're not in the bed. That means you feel well enough to get out of bed. Serotonin, dopamine, new neurons, happy campus. Then, disclaimer, this bed happened to be a futon, and I'm addicted to pillows. Here is the bed made. So this is a lot of work to get a futon back to a couch and put the cover on and all the pillows. All right. So there it is, all pretty. So now my brain is saying, wow, you had enough energy to make your bed. Hip, hip, hooray. Okay, here's another example. Let me see here. Okay, all right. So I worked with a client who had a rare form of cancer. She's doing really well. Yay! She took a lot of medication. She was on a lot of medications and was giving herself shots. So what we did is we took pictures of her medication from the beginning all through I worked with her for a year and a half, all to the end of when I stopped working with her and she was cleared of her cancer. Okay, so here's the beginning. This is a big pile, right? Table of pills, lots of pills and needles. Okay, so that was the beginning. You could also use this picture for the neutrality practice, which you'll learn in the 3 keys, or if you connect with me live, happy to show it to you, or go to my YouTube channel. I teach it there. Okay, so here's the first picture at the very beginning. Now, during this year and a half, she took pictures every week of her medications. This picture is halfway through, so it's about 9 months through. All right. I didn't mean to drop this. So we have this, and now we have this. So we can see what was, what is now, or what was then. Okay. Now, right about at the year and a half mark, when she was cancer-free, all the way down to this. She only had 1 pill left and then a half a pill. So we put them on a piece of paper, drew a happy face and an arrow. Okay, so it's really fun. Even when we look at things we don't like many bottles of medication, it's really powerful to continue to look at the changes. And here's another example. This was a woman she was diagnosed with bipolar and she was having a hard time. So she scheduled a session with me. She was an artist and decided she wanted to draw her imagery. So And then I had her take a picture of it, right? Because every time we take the picture with intention, we're activating new neurons and dopamine and serotonin. So she drew her commitment to come off of the meds, go to natural remedies, including sunshine, fresh organic foods, community, love, support. And then she took a picture of her image. Well, I ran into her about 3 years later at an event here in Sonoma County. She approached me and she said, do you remember me? I said, yeah. She said, I'm still not on my medications. My bipolar is balanced and I'm living in Paris. What a visible transition that was. I was so happy. I was really, really happy. I hope that that was helpful for you. So let me look at my notes for a moment. Okay, so we have a few minutes left and I don't see any questions here. If I'm missing them, I'll come back. I will come back. Okay, great. I'm going to leave you with something. And before I do, in the post here, I give you a gift. It's called the 3 Keys to More Ease and Joy. It's a downloadable PDF, and it'll show you the 3 keys to more ease and joy, or go from overwhelmed to overjoyed, go from suffering to celebration. I actually have a free class coming on Monday, and check it out. Do the practices. So our brain hates change. It takes 90 to 265 days to make a lifelong new change, a new habit, pattern, mindset. My invitation is that you do these practices daily or at least several times weekly. My clients can attest to how well that works. You're getting your unconscious, subconscious brain that runs the show to get on board with your conscious brain. So they're both now in the driver's seat. You're in the driver's seat. And the more you practice this consistently in repetition over time, the sooner you will see amazing, astounding results in your life. Think about how calm and collective you can feel right now during the corona apocalypse. All right, I leave you with this. Question without projection. Question with intention. Question without assumption. Question with illumination. My invitation is to stay curious, be mindful of not having assumptions in your curiosity, in your questions, because they certainly can live there. And give yourself permission to pause in that curiosity, pause in the playfulness, pause in the wonder. Bye for now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jessica.